All right, let's dive right in. We're going to pull back the curtain on a piece of tech that, honestly, looks like it drove straight out of a sci-fi blockbuster. This is the MRN6. And right off the bat, you can see this is not just another tank. It's a total reimagining of what an armored vehicle can even be. So the real question is, what's hiding under that sleek, kind of intimidating shell? Yeah, is this the future of warfare? I mean, that's the million-dollar question we're tackling today. Is this thing the next step, or is it a giant leap forward? Well, let's dig in and find out. Okay, so first things first. To really get a handle on the MRN6, you've got to throw out everything you think you know about a traditional tank. Because at its core, this is a whole different animal. And the single most important word here? It's right there. Unmanned. Let that sink in. There is no crew. No driver, no gunner, no commander sitting inside this thing. It's a combat system built from the ground up to operate all by itself. So how in the world do you even build something like this? Well, it turns out the way it's put together, its physical body, is just as revolutionary as its brain. And this is where the material science gets really cool. See, instead of just slapping on tons of heavy steel, the MRN6 is built with titanium and carbon fiber composites. Now, what does that mean? It means it's unbelievably strong, but also way, way lighter and more nimble than your average tank. And check this out. It has this incredible hydraulic stabilizer system. The best way to think about it, it's like the image stabilization on a really expensive camera. So imagine this tank is barreling over rough ground, right? This system keeps the main gun perfectly steady. We're talking insane targeting precision, even while on the move. Now, you can't have a machine this futuristic running on a regular old diesel engine, right? Of course not. So let's get into the heart of the MRN6, its power source. And this thing is a real game changer. It's running on a hybrid system. The main fuel is hydrogen, which is not only clean, but also gives off a very low heat signature. That makes it super hard to spot with thermal cameras. And just like a modern electric car, it captures kinetic energy when it slows down to recharge its batteries. So it's not just efficient, it's incredibly stealthy. The payoff for all that tech is just huge. It means it can stay in the fight longer, it's a lot quieter, it runs cooler, and it's super efficient. And you know, on today's battlefield, being the one that's hard to see and hard to hear, that is an absolutely massive advantage. Okay, so we've talked about the body, we've talked about the heart, but now we get to the most mind-blowing part of the MRN6. We're talking about its brain. The MRN6 is run by a level 5 artificial intelligence. So what on earth does level 5 mean? It means full autonomy. This isn't an AI that just follows GPS coordinates. No, this AI sees and understands its environment. It analyzes the terrain, it identifies threats, and it makes its own tactical decisions on the fly in real time. To be crystal clear, there is no human joysticking this thing from a bunker somewhere. It's on its own. This blueprint really gives you a peek under the hood. The AI is literally the central nervous system of this whole machine. It connects and controls every single piece of it, from the engine and the tracks right down to all the sensors and, of course, the weapons. And speaking of weapons, the AI has total command over a pretty serious loadout, a 12mm cannon and twin machine guns. The technical term for it is a sensor-guided automatic munition system, but what that really means is the AI uses all its sensors to find a target, aim, and fire, all by itself. So you've got this incredible AI brain, which is a huge part of its survivability. But you know what's even better? Not getting seen at all. And that's where things get even more interesting. So here's the MRN6 in its standard default look. Now watch this. The skin of the vehicle is made of these smart surface coatings that can literally change on demand. Boom. Now it's perfectly adapted for a desert. And there it goes again, this time blending into a forest. This adaptive camo basically turns it into a ghost on the battlefield. It can just disappear into almost any environment. Okay, so the MRN6 can think for itself, and it can hide in plain sight. That's amazing. But to be truly effective, it has to see what's over the next hill, right? Well, its senses go way beyond the tank itself. That's because it has its own built-in drone, the RQ-12. This little guy is its eyes in the sky. It can fly up to 5 kilometers out, scout the area, find targets, and feed all that info straight back to the tank's AI. You're looking at fully coordinated air and ground combat, all in one autonomous package. All right, let's take a step back for a second. We've seen all this incredible tech, but why does any of it matter? What's the real big picture significance of a machine like the MRN6? Well, the strategic advantages are just massive. First and most obvious, you're taking human soldiers out of the direct line of fire. That's huge. But it also combines scouting and fighting in a way we've never seen before. And because it's so stealthy and autonomous, it can go on missions that would just be way too dangerous or complicated for a crewed vehicle. You know, there's a quote from the source material that just nails it perfectly. It says, the MRN6 isn't just one new piece of tech. It's where a bunch of different fields, material science, energy, artificial intelligence, robotics, all crash together into one single unified tactical system. Look, this technology it's undeniably impressive, but it also leaves us with a final and frankly very heavy question. As these machines get more and more autonomous, as they start making life or death decisions on the battlefield with zero human input, you have to ask yourself, when the machine makes that final call, who's responsible?